Have you ever bought something online because the reviews were just glowing, only for it to show up and be, well, total junk? We've all been there, right? You feel tricked, you feel frustrated, and you start to lose a little faith in that whole five-star system. But what if I told you there's an AI detective on the case, working behind the scenes to expose the lies? Let's get into how it's done. All right, so first up, let's talk about the core problem, the one every single person who shops online knows all too well, the big, fat, five-star lie. I mean, it's the first thing we all look for, isn't it? That shiny, perfect five-star rating. It's supposed to be a shortcut to quality. But in today's world, you really have to stop and ask yourself, can I actually trust this? And the answer, more often than we'd like to admit, is a hard no. And look, this isn't some small, isolated issue affecting a few unlucky people. We are talking about millions of us every single day being misled by reviews that are completely fake. You know, this goes so much deeper than just being disappointed with a bad purchase. This kind of deception creates this massive ripple effect that actually damages the entire online economy. So why is this such a huge deal? Well, first and foremost, it just destroys consumer trust. But it also really hurts the honest businesses, the ones playing by the rules, who get buried by fake hype for their competitors. And for the e-commerce platforms themselves, it makes their data totally unreliable. How can you know what people actually want when the feedback is fake? It's a problem that poisons the well for everyone. But where there's a crime, you need a detective. And in this case, our detective is an incredibly smart AI system built from the ground up for one mission: to hunt down these digital fakes. Now, the secret weapon this AI uses is a technique called ensemble machine learning. And here's a simple way to think about it. Instead of relying on one single AI model to make a call, you bring in a whole team of expert investigators. Each one looks at the evidence from a slightly different angle, and then they all vote on the final decision. It's this teamwork that makes the final call so much more accurate and reliable. So how does this AI detective squad actually conduct an investigation? Well, it follows a pretty slick four-step process. First, it analyzes the sentiment. You know, does a five-star review sound weirdly angry or generic? That's a red flag. Second, it checks for a verified purchase. That's a huge clue. Then it looks for weird patterns, like a brand new product suddenly getting 100 one-star reviews overnight. And finally, it gets into the weeds, analyzing the language itself, looking for the tiny tells and tricks that give away a fake. So let's meet the actual team. This system doesn't just use one AI. It uses a specialized trio of algorithms, and each one brings something unique to the table. Let's see how they work. And this right here is the secret sauce. The real power isn't in one single genius algorithm. It's about how this team of AI detectives works together, combining their strengths to get the job done. Okay, here's the lineup. First, you've got Random Forest, which we can call the pattern spotter. It's amazing at seeing the big picture, and on its own, it's already at a jaw-dropping 99.68% accuracy. Next is XGBoost, the detail analyst. This one is obsessed with the tiny details, missing nothing, and it's right behind at 99.58%. And finally, there's logistic regression. Think of this one as the baseline judge, providing a solid, straightforward vote to help the team reach a final verdict. But even with this incredible team, the challenge they're up against is huge. We are talking about the classic needle in a haystack problem on a massive scale. And this chart just says it all. The AI was trained on a dataset of more than 6,300 reviews. But just look at this, almost 95% of them were real. The fake, fraudulent reviews, they were just this tiny little 5.6% slice of the pie. To be able to find that tiny fraction with near-perfect accuracy, well, that's just an incredible achievement. And that's the bottom line. It's by combining the power of all three of these models that the system achieves something none of them could do alone, truly industry-leading performance. So just how good are we talking? Let's run the numbers, quick-fire style. First, the headline stat. Overall accuracy is a stunning 99.6%. That means it gets it right, whether a review is real or fake, almost every single time. But accuracy isn't the whole story. We also have precision. At 96%, this means that when the AI flags a review as fake, you can be incredibly confident that it's right. It almost never makes a false accusation. And what about the fakes that try to slip past the goalie? That's where recall comes in. A 97% score here means the system successfully catches and flags nearly all of the fraudulent reviews out there. Very, very few fakes get by this team. So we've got this incredible tech with these amazing performance numbers. But what does it actually mean for us, for the everyday shopper? This is where we translate all that tech power into real-world trust. You hear a term like RESTful API integration, and it sounds complicated, right? But the benefit is actually super simple. It just means this whole system is designed to plug directly into any online store. It's a tool that's ready to go, working silently in the background to protect all of us while we shop. And that all leads to the end goal, the whole point of this, creating a safer, more honest online marketplace. It's about protecting customers like you and me from getting tricked. It's about protecting good, honest brands from being cheated. It's about making sure the ratings we see are real, so we can finally start to trust them again. This technology is a huge leap forward, no question about it. But it also raises a pretty big question for the future. We've built a much, much smarter detective. But this has always been a cat and mouse game. As our AI gets even better at spotting the fakes, will the fraudsters just get smarter at creating them? The battle for online trust is definitely far from over.